matches in a row, I suggest I sit this one out, especially since I won't be in the first match of the tournament.
All right.
Does somebody else want to do Tengu, or should I do it again?
Do it again. Let me grab my heavy missile one. I gotta grab one real quick. So, 2 Tengus. That's going to be Gregel and Pinot. Sorry, I just love flying this Tengu. I hate giving it up to somebody else. I have, an emotional bond with the Tengu after last year. All right, who wants to do Logi this time? Panda, you want to do it again, or you want somebody else to do it this time?
Someone please take it.
Alrighty, who would like to do Logi, who has not flown very much today, preferably? Has anybody only been in one fight? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Caldari 5 has only been one fight.
Okay, Angelic and Caldari. Caldari, can you fly Logi?
Yes, I can.
Alright. It's rush teams. Where's the, which Logi? We need the bait scimitar. Do we have one of those already fit out somewhere?
We have a bunch of those fit out.
Can you hand him one? Because that might just be easier, or just tell him where to find it.
Yeah, Caldari.
Yep.
Is that the, do you have access to the corporation hangars?
Yes.
Okay, it's in the rush team. There's like a shit ton of scimitars already there.
Angelic, I want you in the remote ECCM Merlin.
You sure? I can fly a Talwar.
Bait mid, bait large, which one?
Your pick.
Ready?
Angelic, take a tower.
I better remember to stick implants in this time, though.
And let's see. Alright, Pino's in. Draxella, you were not in the last fight, right? Is Draxella still here?
I'm here. I'll sit this out, though.
Okay, Tigra, are you in for this one?
I can be.
Excellent.
What's the ship?
Okay, so I need 2 Tengus, got them. I need 2 Sleipnirs. One of them needs to be, at least one needs to be link fit.
I can do DPS.
You do DPS. Tigric, you can do the link Sleipnir, right?
I can't do Tech 2 links, I don't think. I need to look.
Alright, who can do Tech 2 links that isn't already in a ship?
I can only do the Tech 2 skirmish.
Good enough. Do that, Dacia.
Okay.
Then I need 2 Heretic pilots.
I cannot fly a Heretic.
I can keep one with the Heretic.
I think I can.
So, Sebastian, you're going to be in one, and Saphira in the other. Am I understand? Did I hear that right?
That'll work.
Excellent. Okay. Tigger, what do I have you in right now?
Nothing.
Okay. Can you do the Talwar? Actually,
Yes.
Tigra, you did a really outstanding job with the remote ECCM Merlin earlier in the first fight. Would you mind doing that again?
Yeah, that's fine.
You really did excellent in that. So I need 1 Talwar, then an assault frig, Jaguar or Harpy. So, who doesn't have a ship? Clove, Hawk. That'll be fine.
Great, thank you.
Bazooka, let's put you... Talwar, I think I still need a Talwar pilot, double checking. Move into fleet, into squad 1. You know, if you're fighting this one. Alright, I have the 2 Heretics. Sleipnir, Simi, Tengu. So it's just a Talwar I'm missing. Yes, Bazooka.
For the DPS Sleipnir, did you want newts in the utility highs? Or
Yes.
did you want...
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. Subi, what do I have you in?
Nothing yet.
Alright, we have 2 Sleipnirs, 2 Tengus, the Merlin. I think Bazooka's getting into the Talwar. Tigra's getting into the Merlin, actually. 2 Heretics. And Clove in the Hawk. Do I have one too many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
There's only 11 of us between squad 1 and 2.
I know, I got Chardonnay's not up there yet.
Oh, okay.
Fixing.
Well, one of those people has to be in squad 2 so I can get links.
Yep. I'll just CB there. Alright, 2 Tengus covered, 2 Sleipnirs covered, Simi. Who's my Simi pie? Simi is... Oh, Caldari. Okay. 2 Heretics. 2 Towers. Jaguar. Oh, Griffin! I'm missing the Griffin. That's what I'm missing. Subi, grab a Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Then we are ready.
For the ASBs, are 800s better or 400s better?
The
Extra
smallest
large, you want the
Navy
400s?
one. So what was that, Daisha?
For extra large ASB, you want 400s. The Navy ones.
Why is that?
Because the amount of shield repaired does not depend on the cap value of the charge. It just, one cap charge boosts for the same amount regardless of what it is.
Yes.
So you want the one that's the smallest one that'll fit, so you can get the most charges in the booster.
Yep, before it has to reload and then you have to wait.
Alright, let's go ahead and undock. I think everybody's ready. If you're not, just hurry.
Which arena?
We are going to the test arena. We're going to be on Bacon Set 2. So we're going to be let's do Bacon 2D. Although I gotta admit it is kind of weird flying this Tengu without paints on it.
Yeah, it does feel weird not being able to paint something.
Yep. Also, there should be paints on some of these ships, and if you have a paint, put it on the primary for the big ships.
Okay. That's the Heretics then.
If you can. If you can't, because you're going to be doing the light support thing. Sebastian, take care of leading light support again, if you would, because
Yep.
we love you. All right. So I want Ewar and Logi at 50. Everybody else at 30. This is Test Arena. Test Arena. Okay, go ahead and warp in.
Bacon 2D.
So we're at 30, right? And Tengu's?
Yep, everybody at 30 except Ewar and Logi at 50. Oh, a Vargur. Great. 2 Vargurs.
They don't have Bastion though.
I
EM
know.
is going to be preferred damage type.
Okay, so, well, in the Tengus, we still go with kinetic, though, don't we, because of the bonus?
Yeah, for Tengu's.
So that would be Scourge, right?
Well, yes.
Yep.
Alrighty. Light support, man, you've got it's a feast for you guys. I think we're going to focus all of our fire on the same targets this time, though. No. Heavy support, we're going straight for the Scimitar. Unless something big gets into range of us at first. In light support, do your thing. Alright? Griffin, jam out those Harpies and Hawks as much as you can. Just kind of go back and forth on them whenever you can.
What are we going to want to jam with the jam drones and the Sleipnir?
I want the jam drones to go onto... Let's put the jam drones onto the Sleipnir. That's a really good idea. So put your jam drones onto the Sleipnir. Will be shown you.
Alright, light support. I'm going to fly over here towards the station to our right, as we're looking at the other team. That Orthrus is going to be really painful to us, so we're going to find whatever target of opportunity we get.
I didn't even see the Orthrus. We'll try and kill that as soon as we can.
Ooh, that's an anti-frigate platform.
Yeah. Yeah, you may even want to consider just having light support swarm Orthrus. It's really fast though, so you'll have to kind of play that by ear, I think, a little. Who do we have in the arena that's affirmative that can do the countdown? Siggy, would you do the countdown? I'll just ask if people are ready and say you'll do the countdown in local.
Okay.
Alright, Siggy, go ahead and do the countdown. And we need to seal this setup if it works well against us. Remember, we're pretty long range. There. I'm so glad we have our light support.
10 seconds.
Kaldari, do you have a sensor booster on that ship?
Yes.
Oh.
3 seconds.
2, 1, go.
Alright. Heavy support, let's head in towards their Scimitar. Priorities are going to be getting that Orthrus off the field, because that's going to be really painful, and of course getting their Scimitar out.
Shock in the Merlin is first primary.
So, heavy DPS, go ahead straight for the Scimitar. The Orthrus is close in, though. Let's go for the Orthrus. Tengu's on the Tengu's Sleipnir's onto the Orthrus.
Angelic's dead.
You're large.
Pino's free.
Yep. Primary DPS on the Orthrus. Oh, he's pulling range really fast. Get ready to switch to the Scimitar. He's just about in range. All right. Primary DPS onto the Scimitar. How's light support doing?
After Shock is going to be Korth in the Merlin.
What, he's dead?
Okay, heavy DPS, let's get on that Simi. We should be able to take him.
He's moving quick if anybody can scram him.
Yep, I'm about ready to change. The Hawk is right next to us, so... Chardonnay, let's get onto this Hawk.
Okay, Hawk.
Max in the Hawk. We'll just knock him out real fast.
Hitting Hawk.
If we can get a paint on Max in the Hawk, that'd be appreciated. Obviously, you guys may be elsewhere.
I'm not in target range of Max.
It's fine. He's pulling range on us anyway. I keep forgetting we're in HML, so I mean, we have 94 kilometer range with Tengus.
I'm pulling a little closer to the scimitar.
The Scimitar is at 33 off of me. Let's switch back to the Scimitar. Let's see. Rick, you're a little far away from us, but if you can get onto the Scimitar, that'd be great.
I'm completely neutered out and I'm gonna die here in a couple seconds.
Alright,
Should
do
we
what you can.
just
Switch to Scimitar now. Switch to Scimitar now.
Light ships on Ymir in the Harpy.
Oh, the Hawk is moving in to tackle me.
Alright, I'm going down. Somebody else call for the light.
I want everybody on the Scimitar now, guys. Let's just get the Scimitar out. Everybody on the Scimitar? If he's too far away from you, feel free to shoot something else at light that you can kill quick. They still have that Hawk. Shell is now painted, neutered, and webbed. So I'm almost out of range of shooting on that Scimitar. You at Chardonnay, you're 20 off of me. Dacia, you're 50 off of me.
Yeah, I'm reloading, so I'm out of range of him.
The Vargurs are the things that are closest to me.
The Sleipnirs are coming after me.
Yeah, I'm
trying to pull around them.
I'm still shooting the Simi because I can reach him from here. Honestly, I think I like the ham Tengus better. Even though this gives us more DPS sooner. I'm so neutered, my PCU keeps shutting off.
If you're going to use hams, you need paints on those Tengus.
Mm-hmm.
That Orthrus just like ripped us to shreds.
Alright, the Harpy Jamir is closest to me right now. I'm going to try and kill him before I die, but I don't think it's going to happen. Grey Gals down. They flew that really well.
Merlin scramming me.
I think I would have preferred the Macarials. Actually, I think I would have preferred the Vindicators against this, but hey, you know, it's fun.
Those Vargurs would have neutered the guns off, probably.
True. I had newts on me, like, the whole time.
Yeah,
I just laughed. That's why I love these Tengus.
They turned off my invols, though, so...
Yeah. I'll call it, guys. Give me a good fight in local.
5 minutes.
Our support held up, and held their own against their support. They just were ever so much faster than us. Otherwise, I think we would have been. I think I still think the Vindicators would have been a better setup against this.
Did they have any E-War at all?
They would have kited the Vindicator or something awful.
They had ECM drones.
Oh,
that was about it, wasn't it?
You are right.
I mean, they literally just basically did a rush.
Well, rush was actually the right setup to bring against this. Maybe not the best setup, but it was the right setup compared to the Vindicators, because that would have been too slow.
Well, if the
That's not
Vargurs
just
would have
the
went into
Heron?
the Vindicators, we could have killed them maybe, but... After that, it would have been impossible.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just fought the second place team from last year's AT.
I feel honored.
And we did get a couple of kills off on them. Excellent fights, guys. Excellent practice. I'm really pleased with it all, and we've got some good food for thought on tweaks we need to make and what other people are playing with. We so need to examine that Vargur, what they're doing with those Vargurs and stuff. It's an interesting doctrine they came up with. Very intriguing to me that they were so heavy on the support side, and I'm glad to see that even the so-called pro teams believe that this year's the return of, like, you know, the support wings winning the fights.
You don't have too many points after Vargur, double Vargur, Sleipnir.
What they did was basically what I would call a point sink. So a point sink is where you fit 1 or 2 ships out with ridiculous tanks, and I can guarantee those Vargurs had ridiculous tanks. I don't have to look at them to know. And the hope is that you're able to kill enough of them soon enough that even though they may have a lot of ships left, they don't have enough DPS left to take out 1 or both of your point sinks because those take so long to kill that you run out of time. I was tempted to go after one of those Vargurs first, I gotta admit. Now, I really don't know what... We change primaries too often, we didn't focus, and that's, you know, I'll take the blame for that, but that was the nature of it because we didn't have them tackled. Maybe we should have approached that fight this time instead of split objective, just rushing in, everybody on one at a time.
I agree.
I think that almost necessitates Logi being the first target.
It does.
Which is actually pretty close to what they did.
Yeah, unless we got that Logi via ECM or EWAR somehow, then we kind of got to go for him.
Yeah.
Like, how many ECM drones would it take to lock down a Logi?
Yeah, that's dicey at best. The way Pure Rush is flown best is light support just annihilates their light support, and usually it's almost a one-on-one thing where, I mean, 1-for-1, where every time we've killed one of their light support, they've killed one of ours, and they did have more lights, a little tiny bit more light support than we did, but, I mean, while the big ships go after the Logi, and then once light support is done with what they're doing, in range they get on the Logi too. So our shift to everybody to focused bio DPS wasn't soon enough for sure. I think we should have just rushed on in. But yeah, they flew it very well though. I didn't see any flying mistakes on their part.
I don't think the Vargurs were point sinks because at most they would have only had a 3-slot tank if it was shield. Because they had tracking computers, they had to have cap boosters to keep the newts going so long, and they had micro warp drives. That leaves 3 slots mid.
Do you think they were a hull tanked?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's an option, but probably not.
I don't think so.
Marauders are still very easy to jam because they have crappy
sense
restraint.
But the Marauders, the Vargurs really weren't a big threat to us at the beginning of the fight. It was the support that was the threat.
That Orthrus was very powerful against a support wing.
Yeah, and our Logi, actually, anytime our Logi lasts more than the first minute, I'm happy. That's like bonus time. And I know there's this ongoing kind of like back and forth about fitting the Logi for maximum reps versus maximum tank. And I do believe that our best approach is to fit our Logi for the absolute maximum tank. Sometimes, though, a lot of it depends on what team we're going against, but for many of these teams, bait Logi is best Logi for us, because we're going to lose our Logi anyway, so being dependent on having the setup designed so it is almost required to have Logi keep you alive, is not working. Doesn't work so well. Once Logi's down, then it's like, okay, it's really easy to kill us. So, in some of these setups, I think we should consider reworking some of them, at least the big ships, to have self-reps, which we do have on quite a few of our big ships in some of our setups. Like, I believe the Sleipnirs in this have ASBs. I think I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to go back to the ham Tengus for Pure Rush. mathematically and on paper, it seems like the right thing. We talked about it last year also, but it just didn't feel right to me today. And we were lacking paints.
You know, with the Jackdaw coming out, I'm sure that would be an interesting paint platform.
So, I hope you all enjoyed today. Thank you so much for coming out. 19 people. Awesomeness.
That was one. Go ahead.
I'm not sure that the tactical destroyers are going to bring enough value for the amount of points they cost.
Mm-hmm. I think they're almost a kind of like the MJUs in the arena. They're like this, like they're a trap, a shiny trap.
Yeah, it's a red herring.
For 6 points, I'd rather bring a blackbird.
Hmm. Well,
Although those guys from previously, when they jumped behind our lines and tackled me as Logi, that was a good use of it.
Mm-hmm. But let's face it, that's Devil's Warrior. They've always been really good at using those. I mean, sorry, that was End of Life. They've always been good at using the MJUs, and you know, I'm stunned that they brought so few points. So I was fully expecting at least one battleship.
Yeah, I mean, I had traveled like 70 kilometers, and I had 70 more to go to get to the micro jump unit I was looking at. I'm like, nope, can't make it. They had me scrammed. I was out of luck.
So I think on the Vindi Macarial comps, we need the speed lengths. I think Rush, and we do definitely need to go back to either the Sleipnirs both being fit with 2 links each, and go back to the ham, the ham Tengus. Light support flying today was excellent, outstanding. Logi did excellent, outstanding. DPS. You know, the heavy DPS, really the only thing that seemed to me, it seemed like we, in almost every fight, we tended to get a little too far apart. And not so much in the last fight, but it was like that next to the last fight, when I was from where I was watching it, it seemed like the Macarials were too far apart from each other. But I'm not sure what your optimal range is, so that might have been perfectly fine.
The optimal is almost nothing. It's got really fall off though.
Ah, okay. But I did notice with the, especially in the other match with those indicators, when you guys got on top of something, of course, it died. Oh. Liking the way we're looking, guys. Shame we didn't technically win any fights.
I just wanted to make a comment. Listening to it, I thought you did really well tonight. I could build up a good mental picture of what was happening, and I thought morale was good, and I thought comms were good.
Comms are outstanding. I'm loving the way the comms have developed. Those going for the 4 weeks of, well, as it turns out, 5 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks, because we had Sissy down 1 week of internal practices, and kind of letting you guys sort it out on your own more often than not. Actually really worked in a way unexpectedly well in helping everybody develop that kind of groupthink approach to the comms, that if you see it, say it, and people communicating what's happening. I don't even need to like harp on if you see it, say it anymore. The comms were really good. The only thing that I felt a little lacking in comms sometimes was there was a couple of times when I asked who the primary was, because I didn't know who was primary, because, you know, it's like, let's go for this, and you did, but then nothing. So, especially when calling the heavy, the big ship, big targets, you know, call it and stay on it, like every 30 seconds or so, repeat that you're still on it.
I would like to make the same suggestion for the light support. At times I didn't know if Sebastian was still alive or what he was doing.
Okay. See, I'm like psychically connected to Sebastian in the arena, I think, because I always knew where he was and what he was doing just about almost every time.
Yeah, I don't have the psychic connection yet. At some point, at some point I had to outrun a couple of drones and really had to reorient myself to figure out what was going on. That was when I asked where Sebastian was.
Well, a lot of the time there where I was being quiet was because I didn't really have a good target to go after. I was running around chasing things, or, you know, at the very end of there I was tackled and couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing, was trying to catch up with flycatchers.
Thankfully, that last fight that I was in, I didn't really have to worry about much flying.
Gotta admit, it's a little embarrassing us not being able to kill flycatchers. I mean, we eat those things up all the time, you know.
There's the fly with the speed links, and they probably had at least one propulsion enhancing mod on those ships because they were ridiculously fast.
Yeah, I constantly overshot them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to shake things up. Next week will be an internal practice at 22:30.
You're breaking up a bit.
2300. 2300.
Major break.
Solid. Just because it seems easy to remember. One moment. All right, is that better?
A little bit.
Almost always use the comms system. The mic.
I think your connections go underground.
Communication system.
User entered your channel. User in your disconnected from your channel.
All right, that should be a little better.
Much better.
Still having some interference issues with the county's new microwave-based communication system, but it's that is apparently the so I forgot what I was saying before I DC'd.
Next
You were
week's practice.
announcing the next practice.
Ah, yes, next practice. 2300, it's going to be an internal practice. The end of life guys, I may have the end of life guys join us for this practice, so we will like fight against them, but we'll also loan them some people so they can test out their 12-man setups, because they'll probably only have like 6 or 8 people.
I'm not sure if I can get next week.
I'm not sure. Oh.
We're in Brisbane for the Brisbane meetup. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring my work laptop with me at this stage.
That's okay. I will know more probably in a day or two if End of Life will be joining us for that. And they were one of our practice partners last year. They're also and just a bunch of really good guys. They, you know, we beat up on them a lot really bad when we have like, you know, 6 and they had like 8 and we still but you know, they were also really just good too.
GG, if you were still talking, you dropped completely out there for a bit.
Yeah, my ping is going up again. And down again. Can you hear me guys okay now?
Yep.
At the moment.
Ah, there. I'm back down to like 100 ping. So it'll be sort of like an internal, it will most likely be like a sort of combined internal / private practice next week. Henceforth, in our internal practices also, and also the open practices, we're going to start more thoroughly testing doctrines and to know doctrines and tweak them. There'll still be some of the come up with something on the fly stuff, but we'll be doing less of that. For example, we might have internal practices where I have one team fly one setup the whole practice, and the other team flies different setup each time just to test out that one setup, for example. And also, plus, it just, you know, it's good. Thank you again. I love you guys. This is 19 people. Wow. The biggest challenge for me today was keeping track of who hadn't flown yet and swapping out people in each fight. What a problem to have! It's a joyous problem to have. Beautiful, beautiful problem.
You're welcome.
User in your channel stopped recording.
Say, didn't you want to finish a sheriff story at some point?
Ah, yes. Okay. This is actually, I think it's funny. So we had this young couple stay with us last September for, they were here for 2 weeks. They moved in and wanted to be monthly. But we're just going to pay by the week for the first 2 weeks, and then they were going to pay for a month at a time. And as far as I knew, it was just this, you know, young couple with one child. They show up in a 1978 trailer that has like paper thin walls. It was in good shape and very cute, but it was already getting cold, and I was just like, oh, are you kidding me? Oh, and no working water, no working plumbing. And 4 kids, ages 2 through 11, in an 18-foot trailer. That's what, like 5 meters long?
About 6 meters.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And a black Labrador that was remarkably assertive, aggressive, and barky. I've never met a black lab that was, well, he was more assertive than some pit bulls I've met. So, they kept leaving things unattended. So they would like leave their dog outside, tied up, while they went into town. They would leave their kids alone overnight while they went up into the mountains to go camping because they needed a break from the kids. CPS got called on them 3 times because neighbors, you know, the trailers near them heard like things, heard what they thought sounded like a parent beating up on a child. But it was like the older boy, the 11-year-old boy, roughhousing with the younger boy. So it just, oh, and the second week, they were like, on Monday when they were supposed to pay, they were like, I'll have it tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, I'll have it tomorrow, just waiting on the boss to give it to me. They never ended up paying for the second week. Anyway, I just one thing led to another, and and then they leave the kids unattended overnight, and then I told them you can't do that. And so the 9-year-old girl.
I think she's breaking up again.
User entered your channel.
Alrighty.
User in your channel timed out.
So, before somebody turns on a microwave or something again, to make becoming too long story shorter, I ended up having to tell them to leave. And we put them on the do not rent list. 4 days ago, she calls me up. Hey, we're ready to move back in again. We really liked it there. And we need to be there Friday, but we do have a larger trailer. And I'm like, I can't rent to you. Town council put you on the do not rent list. And she gets all upset about it. But we have to be out of here by Friday. And I'm like, that's my problem. So apparently she ended up spending most of the winter in the little strip motel somewhere in LeGrand with the county paying for it as emergency housing. And then her husband's boss, he's like 26 years old. The boss said, "Hey, you can just stay in my trailer on the property, but just you." So of course he sneaks his wife and kids into the trailer too. The kids are hers from a prior marriage, and she's only like 25, 26. With an 11-year-old. Yes. Well, not prior marriage, prior relationship. And when the boss found out that his trailer was being occupied by, all these kids and stuff on company property, he was like, no, can't do that, liability. So that's why they had to be out by Friday. Well, I told her I can't do it. You're going to have to go check the other RV park down in LeGrand or move into the mobile home park. So she called the sheriff.
Oh, this is getting better by the second.
Apparently, yesterday she called the sheriff's department and filed a discrimination complaint.
What?
Yep. Said that, that I was discriminating against her and her kids, because I was saying that we can't have kids here in a public park. And yeah, and that she's, got and that it was also discrimination against her because she has medical issues, and they should be accommodating her medical issues. I have no idea if she has any kind of medical issues other than that she's just irresponsible, a taker, a user, an opportunist, a liar, a manipulator, and an irresponsible parent. To say the least.
Sociopaths.
Borderline. So the sheriff was, of course, has to come out and talk to me about it, even though he's like, I honestly am not writing, other than just writing up this call came in. There's really nothing we could do. They would need to contact a lawyer and have a lawyer sue. But basically what she said is that, she just she has no place to go, that they're sleeping in the car, and, the trailer, and need to get the trailer in here. And is there any way we can get them in here so they have a place to stay, at least for a couple of weeks? I just was like, no. I said, of course, I can ask the town council and see if the town council can overrule, change their decision on putting her on the do not rent list. The next town council meeting will be June 24th. The sheriff just started laughing. He's like, I think I'll tell her that. She's already called the town council. I mean, she's already called 3 of the town council persons, the mayor and the city admin, and all of them said to her, while the decision was made by the prior town council and the prior town administrator, we see no reason to change that decision, and it is not in the town's best interest to rent to you. Yeah, granted, she only owes us $70 from the last time, but, you know, we wrote that off, no big deal. The other thing was, is she's, like, wanting to just, like, again, pay for a week? And I'll have 100 of the 145 for the week when we move in, and the other 45 will be there on Wednesday. And I'm just, yeah. But I had a laugh, and I was like, you had to drive all the way out here for that, because the sheriffs are in LaGrange, 18 miles away. It's like, oh, yeah, you should have heard her, though. Boy, she's pretty pissed at you. I figured I'd give you a heads up.
User was moved out of your channel.
Don't be surprised if they try and do a midnight run.
User was moved out of your channel.
Like what? Is that I'm at midnight and expect nothing to happen?
User was moved out of your channel.
That does happen sometimes in RV parks where people who have been previously told they cannot move in will just move in the middle of the night, and then once they're there, you know, force you to kick them out.
User was moved out of your channel.